Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Roarivores Metriacanthosaurus. And just like with the Proceratosaurus that I reviewed last week, this is a dinosaur that actually, it was on Isla Nublar in the events of the first movie. We just didn't see it on screen. It was actually even name dropped in the embryo scene when Dennis was taking the embryos. You could see the name of this animal, so yeah, again, I think it's really cool that Mattel is making figures of other species, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like more humans and vehicles would be very nice, but, as far as species go, it's pretty cool. And again, Metriacanthosaurus is a pretty cool dinosaur, so yeah. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's just get into this. I don't know what that little tangent was about, so yeah. Anyway, first take a look at the painting on this figure. And the painting on this figure is actually not bad. This is one of the first figures to be revealed, or at least leaked, back in December of 2017. And I remember thinking that this figure really doesn't look good, but actually holding it in person, it's actually, not bad. I actually really like this thing. There are some gripes I have with it, but overall I actually really like this. So of course most of the body is this mustard yellow, which does look nice. And on the back we do have some green. Once again, in tradition with these Mattel figures, the toenails are painted, but not the fingernails. Underneath the figure, we have the scan code and the Jurassic World logo. And going to the eyes here, we can see that the eyes are painted red with black pupils. Sorry about this angle, if I do it or you could see it like that. So yeah, the eyes are red with black pupils, so yeah. The teeth here are painted a bonish white, and the inside of the mouth here is painted a pinkish color with a little bit of a wet finish to it, which I do like. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the paint on this figure. The painting on this figure, it's good. It's not perfect, but, for the most part, the painting on this figure is good. So the painting on this figure gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the articulation, and again, the articulation on this figure is actually not bad at all. So the arms can move 360, and they can move outwards like so. It is very tight to do so, but you can get them to move 360. So, yeah. The legs can move outwards like so, and can also move about. And if we push this button, we do get a number of sounds. So this is the first sound. And I actually do like that sound. I actually do believe that that is an original sound, so I think that's really cool. Again, another original sound, as far as I'm concerned. Usually with some of these Roarivore figures, they usually use T-Rex roars, which I'm not a big fan of, but again, it's cool that this figure actually has its own original set of sounds. And one more. I think we heard that one already. That one sounds like, that sound right there kind of, excuse me, that kind of sounds like, one of the enemies from Doom. I don't remember which one, but it definitely sounds like an enemy from that game. I've actually never played Doom. I just, going by what I've seen gameplay footage of, so, yeah. At least for, the original, SNES game, not, the newer stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. And the articulation on this figure is not bad, For what it is, the articulation is actually very nice. I do like it a lot, so yeah. The articulation on this figure is good, so it gets a pass. Now I'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure is not too bad at all. I actually really like the sculpting here. One thing I would have preferred, I don't really like how hunched over this figure looks. I don't know if it's supposed to be in it's roaring, so maybe that, but even then I'm not really a big fan of that either. I'd prefer it just to be, like that. So I feel if the head was just up a little more, or just an improved posture, I feel that'd look a little nicer, but overall, the sculpting still looks very nice. The head sculpt. So the Metriacanthosaurus is actually in Jurassic World Evolution. It was actually in the base game. So it's not one-to-one with how it looks in the game, or even by the renders used to promote Jurassic World, for the website. It's not one-to-one, but it still looks good. So, yeah. The feet, They do look a little long, but again, for balancing, I can understand that, especially the stance this figure's in. So, yeah. Overall, I like the sculpt. The sculpting on this figure is good, so the sculpt definitely gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing... Oh, he just fell over. Anyway, the detailing on this figure is good, so let's take a closer look. So, going to the head here, we can see all of the scaling and everything here. Looks really nice, very nicely defined. Really good. And the inside of the mouth is detailed. Alright. All of the creasing and everything on the neck here, again, looks really nice. And we have like all of these like bits of scaling on the back here, which does look a little weird, but it's still fine. On the side of the body, we can see the rib cage, which, if that was actually showing like that, then this animal would be starving. But anyway, we have some nice detailing for the forelimbs right here. And even the hands themselves look very nice. The claws especially look alright. And going to the side of the leg here, we can see more scaling and more musculature that looks really good. Everything here looks great. Calves here, nicely detailed. And yeah, and even the feet look very nicely detailed as well. Not the best, but they still look good. And going to the tail here, we can see more scaling and everything. There is a seam here, but that's so you can attach the tail, but anyway, more like scaling and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. Actually, really quick, there's almost like plating on the back of this thing, which I think is a little weird, but honestly, it's not the end of the world, which, yeah. And that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. The detailing on this figure is pretty good for the most part. It's not, you know, great at times. For example, the feet. They could look a little better, but overall, the detailing here is great. So the detailing gets a pass. So, at the end of the day, should you get this? Yes. Get this figure and this figure only. There's a repaint that exists where it's like red and orange. I'm not a big fan of that, so I didn't pick it up. But if you can get this figure, then I'd say definitely go for it. Because this looks, you know, this is definitely the better looking figure. When this originally retailed, this costed about 14 bucks. I'm not sure how much it costs now, but I'm sure you can get it for a somewhat fair price on Amazon. So, yeah. So, get this figure if you can. It's a pretty good figure. And if you want to know how big it is, here it is next to Dr. Billy Graham. Maybe the Metriacanthosaurus might be a little too big. Overall, the scaling is not bad with these two. So, yeah. Also, here's some hand sanitizer. Stay safe. Stay clean. Yeah. Alright. Now, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Zack out.